This is the product that you guys need to turn any iPhone into an iPhone 7. Just take this connector, jam it into the back of your iPhone 6, and boom, you've got an iPhone 7 on your hands. So this thing pretty much eliminates the need for that headphone jack. Enjoy. Anyways, what's up guys? Everything Apple Pro here, and I'm eagerly waiting for the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus pre-orders right now. They're going to be live any moment. So while I thought, hey, let me answer a question that a lot of people have been asking me. Actually, one of my most demanded questions. What's the difference between a 7 and a 6S or iPhone 6? Is it worth the upgrade? So I'm going to be comparing the iPhone 7 specs to the iPhone 6S 6 and consider pretty much every feature, everything you need to know when choosing to upgrade between any of these devices. Mostly I'm going to be focusing on the 6S, but if you have a 6, you can actually watch along. I'll be mentioning some of the key points too. Anyways, let me go ahead and show you if it's worth it to upgrade from a 6S or 6 to an iPhone 7. First off, I gotta say the design of the iPhone 7 is fantastic. I love the antenna bands, how they wrap around the phone, the camera. It is bigger, but Apple still made it somewhat of a clean look. On the bottom, we have a very even stereo grill cutout, although one of these isn't a real speaker. And the fact that there are new colors makes it a big deal for me. So the jet black for me is my personal favorite. I haven't seen it in person, but I know I'll love it. I mean, if it's anything like that Max standing on there, no, that's not a garbage can, I don't keep it on my desk. That's gonna be amazing because it is this glossy black color, just what I need. Also, there's a matte black. If you're not a fan of gloss black, it's gonna tend to acquire scratches. So in general, there are two new colors, which you will not get on a 6S or a 6. Size-wise, the phones are pretty similar. The iPhone 6 is the smallest of them all, it's the thinnest, but between the 6S and the 7, the iPhone 7 is actually 5 grams lighter. So some people are even reporting they're picking them up and feeling that difference in lightness. I gotta say, I don't know, 5 grams, if you're a drug dealer, you probably know what that is, but I wouldn't even know. And then of course, there's the whole IP67 water resistance that Apple did add to the iPhone 7. So it's not meant to be used in a swimming pool, but it's mostly to prevent accidental falls into water up to 1 meter, and you can keep it there for 30 minutes and it will be fine. So that's awesome. You're not gonna find that on any of the older phones. So both the 6S and the 6 share the same display in resolution, in brightness, but the iPhone 7 takes it even further. Not only does it have a wider color gamut, so it's gonna be able to display more colors, it'll do so more beautifully with a brighter display, capable of up to 625 nits now, over 500 of the old 6S and 6. So definitely an advantage there on the display. A lot of people are definitely noticing the colors just pop more on the iPhone 7. And Apple says they have worked and tweaked the 3D touch on the iPhone 7, so it's going to be a little bit more responsive, especially with all that processing power. And the 3D touch doesn't come on the 6. So if you're upgrading from the 6, that's a huge upgrade in terms of display. 3D touch, all these great features, but from the 6S to the 7, pretty much the brightness and color is the only difference. Also on the inside of the iPhone 7, you're going to find a new Taptic engine. That's mine right there. But Apple has upgraded it, so it's more prominent now. A lot of people are saying it's definitely, you can feel it more when using 3D touch. It's basically been upgraded to act as the home button replacement, but in other areas you'll feel a more responsive Taptic engine. Another big one for me personally is the sound. Apple has upgraded the sound on the iPhone 7, so it's twice the output of the 6S or the iPhone 6. That's awesome. So the other speaker is up here and one on the bottom. The other grill over here does nothing. It's just to blend in to look good. Of course, the iPhone 7 is missing the headphone jack. If you don't want to upgrade, don't want to make that change, stick with the 6S or the 6 as it does have it and you can still continue to use it in your day-to-day life. If you want to upgrade, if you already have Bluetooth headphones, you're integrated with that kind of technology already, it's worth the upgrade. And the home button is completely virtual, so there's no more click. Apple actually upgraded this in order to help with the water resistance. That's just one extra area that water can get into, and once it's gone, it's actually easier. So Apple says you can customize it now. There's a lot of software control behind it, something you're definitely not going to get on the 6S or the 6. LTE speeds are going to triple from the 6 to the iPhone 7. So the iPhone 6 is only capable of 150 megabit download speed. The 6S takes it up to 300, and then the iPhone now does 450. Now, if you're looking at LTE bands, you travel a lot, you like to switch in between networks, the iPhone 7 is going to be the best for this. It supports 25. 6S is not too far behind with 23, and then the iPhone 6 with 20. And battery life. In terms of size, the iPhone 7 certainly has the biggest at 1960 milliamps. The iPhone 6S has the smallest at 1715. That is just bad. And then the iPhone 6 has 1810 milliamps. So battery life between the 6 and 6S is pretty much the same. The iPhone 7 takes it up a notch as you'll get an additional 2 hours over the 6S and the 6. If you want battery life, the iPhone 7 is going to be the king there. And power. The iPhone 7 is about 40% more powerful in CPU over the 6S and 50% more powerful GPU. This paired with a new beautiful display means gaming, any video, photos, they're just going to pop. They're going to be very responsive. And it's the first iPhone with a quad-core CPU. Two of them are responsible for the more intensive tasks and two for just everyday little email checking tasks. So the weaker cores are actually running at 1/5 the speed. The two bigger ones are running at 2.4 gigahertz, up to. They have a boost up until that speed. In terms of Geekbench results, suit yourself. I mean, it's a pretty big jump in between the 6S and the iPhone 7. In fact, this is one of the biggest single core scores of any smartphone right now. Apple even says it's the fastest smartphone on the market right now. And until I can use that, I can't really say, but people are saying it's just crazy fast. And these Geekbench results pretty much prove that. Also, if you have the 6, you're only getting 1 gigabyte of RAM. So going to a 6S or a 7, you'll notice a huge boost in performance. There's also the deal with storage. So Apple upped the max capacity on the 7 to 256 gigabytes. If you're a huge media consumer, that's going to be a big plus for you. Also, the base storage is now at 32 gigabytes. So it's awesome. You no longer need to suffer with 16 on the 6 or 6S. But on the 6S, Apple did up the base storage, if you're going to buy one right now, to 32 as well. And one of the biggest areas between these devices is the cameras. So while the 6S and the iPhone 7 both have 12 megapixel cameras, they couldn't be further apart. The iPhone 7 focuses on low light photography and has a larger aperture, larger pixel sizes, so it's definitely going to absorb more light. You're going to get more clarity, better pictures in general. Even though it's still 12 megapixels, you're getting improvements in many other ways. You can now capture raw photography. So for the people that really want to take some serious pictures with their iPhone 7, you can do that now using these raw files. It also supports DNG files as well. And the best part is that the standard iPhone 7 now supports optical image stabilization. So you no longer need to go all the way to the 7 Plus just to get that feature. And the flash unit itself has been upgraded. 50% brighter, 4 LEDs, you're gonna be able to get a much better flash. Apple is very proud of this small little feature, and I gotta say, cannot wait to try it out. And Apple keeps working on the front-facing camera. It's now at 7 megapixels with deep trench isolation, pixel tech, and you're gonna get a wider color gamut on it as well. So you're definitely gonna see improved selfies. So to wrap this up, I actually wanted to give you guys my opinion on what you should do. So depending on where you're at, there's different things. If you guys have an iPhone 6 right now and you're considering going to the iPhone 7, do it. You're getting a huge upgrade, huge battery improvements, huge display improvements, so you can get wider color gamuts, brighter display. You're getting massive camera upgrades. You're getting 3D touch even, huge speaker upgrades. There's just so much. Between the 6S and the iPhone 7, it's not so much, especially if you just upgraded to the 6S. It doesn't seem like much of a compelling upgrade, but still, there are some good things. The power alone is going to be a huge compelling factor. Battery life, of course, camera upgrades themselves, but I personally am not totally convinced, but still, there's a lot of good things going for it. The waterproofing for me is one of the biggest. Now, if you guys don't have any of these iPhones and you're choosing between them, absolutely go for the iPhone 7. It's worth the extra dough. You're getting so much more for the very same amount of money that the 6S was just last year. I mean, that's how it is every year anyways, but still, you're getting a very good phone for the price. So just wanted to say, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope I laid out the features very well for you. As far as I know, these are most of the differences between these devices. And the iPhone 7, of course, is king in design, in features, everything. The 6S is still very good. It's just a middle tier package right now, and Apple just lowered the price, so it's even more compelling. But whatever choice you make, an iPhone, you can't go wrong with it, unless, of course, you want to join Galaxy. There's a lot of good stuff going for it as well. Just pick up some burn cream. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope your pre-orders go just as planned. Let me know if you get the iPhone that you planned for down below. I would love to hear it from you guys. So have a great day or night. Enjoy your pre-orders. Peace.